Google just updated Antigravity with Gemini 3.7 Flash, and this model was built specifically for coding and agentic workflows. You can describe what you want in plain English, let the agent build it, test its work, identify problems, and attempt fixes without you manually writing every line of code. But here is where I think people are missing the bigger opportunity. Instead of using one AI agent to do everything, you can divide a client project across specialized agents. One handles the interface, one handles the backend, one tests the build, one reviews the code for problems. And at the very end, I'm going to show you one prompt modifier that can make the difference between a basic demo and something that feels much closer to a real client build. Most people skip this completely. You are going to want to stick around for that. I am Paul James. I build systems that let solo operators compete without the subscription overhead. And if you are trying to offer simple apps, booking tools, or internal dashboards to clients, but you are not a developer, what I am about to show you can dramatically lower the technical barrier to getting started. If you drop a like, share this with someone who needs it, and comment below, I will reply with a link to a free training I put together for you on how I use AI tools like this one to make money. Here is what most people do not realize. A lot of coding and app building tools move important features into paid plans, so you can end up paying monthly before landing your first development client. I know that pressure. I started with no budget and no clients. That is why Antigravity is interesting. Google currently gives you access to Antigravity at no charge, with usage limits depending on your plan. And now Gemini 3.7 Flash is available inside it. Google describes 3.7 Flash as its most intelligent workhorse model yet for coding and agents. That combination gives you a very different way to approach software projects. I call this the 4-agent app method. Instead of asking one agent to do everything, you divide the project into 4 roles. One handles the interface, one handles the backend and data, one tests the build, and one reviews the finished code for problems. You are turning the structure of a small development team into an AI-assisted workflow. Let me show you what this could look like in practice. Imagine you want to build a booking interface for a local salon. Customers choose a service, stylist, date, and time, then confirm the appointment. Your interface agent builds the forms and navigation. Your backend agent handles appointment data and availability. Your testing agent checks the important user flows and failure states. Then, your final agent reviews the project for problems the others missed. Look for broken logic. Look for missing validation. Look for accessibility problems. Look for obvious security mistakes. Look for places where the application could fail when a real person starts using it. That is the 4-agent app method. Now, think about what this means for someone offering simple software solutions to local businesses. A gym needs a member check-in tool. A salon needs a booking interface. An accountant needs an internal dashboard to track client files and deadlines. A roofing company needs a simple lead management dashboard. These businesses do not necessarily need you to build the next Instagram. They need a specific problem solved. That is where an agentic coding environment becomes interesting. Imagine a local gym wants an internal check-in tool. You describe the member name, membership number, check-in button, and recent check-ins. Your agents work through the interface, logic, testing, and review. You still need to test the finished application, but AI gets you to a working prototype much faster. You could package a custom tool like this as a development service. Maybe a simple project is $500. Maybe a more involved build is $800. Your actual pricing depends on complexity, customization, infrastructure, and the value of the problem you solve. Now, most people take the first working version and think they are finished. That is where AI-generated software gets dangerous. A screen loading successfully does not mean an application is ready for a client. There is one additional instruction I want you to start adding to your prompts. I will show you exactly what that is in a minute. And if you have not already dropped a like and commented below, do that now. I will reply with a link to a free training I put together for you on how I use AI tools like this one to make money. And if you want to see what my day looks like now that tools like these handle most of the heavy lifting, I have a vlog channel linked in the description below. Take an accountant who needs an internal dashboard for clients. Document status, deadlines, and invoices. You describe what the dashboard needs. Your interface agent builds it. Your backend agent handles the data. Your testing agent checks the workflows. Your review agent looks for weaknesses. That last part matters because Gemini 3.7 Flash being good at coding does not mean every line of generated code is automatically correct. You need verification. You need testing. And if you are building something that handles sensitive information, payments, authentication, or personal data, you need appropriate security review before handing it to a client. That is the difference between using AI as a shortcut and using AI as part of a professional workflow. Think about the salon again. What happens if someone leaves their email blank? What if two people choose the same appointment? What if someone clicks submit 4 times? What happens when the backend fails? Your prompt needs to account for real-world failure states. Okay, I promised you the modifier at the beginning of this video. Here it is. After describing your application, add. Include validation for all required inputs, with clear error messages. Add loading and disabled states during submissions. Handle failed requests and unexpected responses gracefully. Test the primary user flow, empty fields, duplicate submissions, and common failure states before considering the task complete. That instruction changes what you are asking the agent to think about. You are no longer saying, make me a screen that looks right. You are telling it, think about what happens when real people use this incorrectly. That does not magically make the application production ready. You still need to think about authentication, security, privacy, accessibility, data storage, deployment, APIs, monitoring, and whatever else the project requires. But it moves the output much closer to a real application instead of a happy path demo. And that distinction matters if you are planning to charge clients for the work. One thing to make clear, generating the application does not mean it costs nothing to operate forever. Depending on the project, you may still need hosting, databases, authentication, storage, paid APIs, or developer accounts. Antigravity lowers the development barrier. It does not eliminate every operating cost. But here's why I still think this is such a big opportunity. The expensive part of getting started used to be having the technical ability to turn an idea into working software. Now you can describe the outcome, use agents to help build the different pieces, test the result, review what was created, and iterate much faster. That changes what one person can attempt. And you do not have to start with complicated applications. Start with boring business problems, a booking interface, a lead dashboard, a quote calculator, an employee check-in system, a customer intake form, a reporting dashboard, an internal task tracker. These are the kinds of projects where a small business can immediately understand the value. And because Antigravity gives you the underlying code, you have more flexibility over how that finished application is deployed and maintained than you would have inside some closed no-code environments. Imagine your next client project. The client explains the problem. You turn it into a specification. 4 agents handle the interface, backend, testing, and review. Then you step in, verify the work, fix what needs fixing, and deliver only when it meets the client's requirements. That is the opportunity with Gemini 3.7 Flash inside Antigravity. It is not that Google just replaced every software developer. It did not. It is that the technical barrier between having an idea and building a working prototype keeps getting smaller. And for a solo operator who knows how to identify valuable business problems, that can create an entirely new category of services you could not realistically offer before. If you drop a like, share this with someone who needs it, and comment below, I will reply with a link to a free training I put together for you on how I use AI tools like this one to make money.